is Little Western. That's probably coming soon, which is going to be my next Railway Series remake. The next book I'm going to do is Thomas the Tank Engine. I have an idea for a live stream I could do. It wouldn't be anything like the live streams that I usually do. I think if I did it, you guys would like it. So it's been a minute, hasn't it? Yeah, a lot has happened these past, 7.5 or so years it's been since you last saw my face and heard my voice. Not long after that update video that you just saw a clip of that I uploaded in summer 2017, I kind of stopped making videos after that. There were kind of a number of reasons why that I won't get into, but long story short, I only ever really filmed my old wooden Railway Series remakes whenever I was off school. The last time I did it was March of 2018 or so, when I was on spring break during my junior year. That was kind of the tipping point for me, where it was why am I even doing this when I'm only gonna find time to do it few times every year, and I'm gonna be graduating high school here in a couple years, and I'm gonna be having a career / maybe college, which didn't happen. And I just didn't see a practical reason to keep going, really. Long story short, I'm mentally and literally in a much better space to where I can. And also, my enjoyment of making videos never really left me. It was all just time and motivation and all that stuff. I think I'm in a spot now to where I can happily make videos when I find the time to, but not really try to grind and upload them regularly like I was before. So my best guess is maybe every 2 or 3 times a year I'll upload a little story that I've made up, or maybe a recreation of a story or something, I don't know. But yeah, I'm back, so to speak. What has happened? Well, in 2019 I graduated high school, so that was a big thing. I've had several jobs since then. I got married in 2021. Yeah, we've lived in a few apartments ever since, but this is the first one where I really have a good amount of space to where I even could make videos, where I actually have a good filming setup and stuff. So, yeah, wanting to kind of set up a sort of train room of sorts for this place has kind of got my gears turning of could I realistically go back to making videos? And I am... Come back, they can't just look at my face. My face isn't good enough for them to only look at. But yeah, after these past several months of finding time to write stories, finding time to film, I'm 85 or so % done with this new project that I'm working on, which I'm hoping to have a trailer out for very soon, so look out for that. It's something I've been really excited to release for a while now. But after all that, I've come to the conclusion that, yeah, I realistically could. Obviously, I'm not a homeschooled teenager who had way too much free time anymore, so I could, the frequency of any new projects will be very, very turbulent, I guess would be the word. But I have filmed an unboxing video, which I'm hoping to have out soon, and I'm about ready to release a trailer for this project that I just talked about. Yeah, in terms of what to expect, they're not going to be Wooden Railway, I guess I'll mention. I've kind of shifted to Tomy Trackmaster a little bit. It's kind of a funny story. When the 2022 Wooden Railway stuff came out, I was all over it. I have all of them. And of course, my love for Wooden Railway has never left me. I still love Wooden Railway. But a couple summers ago, or I guess I should say summer 2023, I came across this Facebook Marketplace lot. And it was some in-box Hit Toys Trackmaster, which I'm such a sucker for that era of Thomas merchandise and the show as a whole. And for a really, really good price. And there was a bunch of other stuff in it too, there was a Duck, James, a bunch of track, a whole bunch of stuff. And I sprung on it because it was such a good deal I couldn't really say no. And I really just fell in love with Trackmaster again. Like, when I was like 12 years old when I first started this YouTube channel, I was just on a really big wooden railway kick. I couldn't explain why, but before that, I was a big Trackmaster kid. Like especially the early Mattel Trackmaster era is mainly what I remember collecting back when I was like 9 to 10 years old. Then there was a little period there where I just didn't really get anything, but then I just got back into wooden railway, so then I started making videos and the rest is history. Ever since I got that Facebook lot, I've gotten a lot more stuff, a lot of stuff that I had as a kid that I was really nostalgic for from my childhood, and it just all kind of snowballed from there. So I might dip back into wooden railway sometime, you never know, but I think it's going to be mostly Tomy / Trackmaster from this point on. I'm sorry, this has been really disjointed. I have not done this in many moons, but expect a trailer for that new project soon. And for Gits and Shiggles, because I announced a Q&A in that last update video I did back in 2017, and then never followed up on it because reasons, I'm going to go ahead and answer some of those questions, because why not? Do you like Baja Blast? I'm trying to get off of soda, but yes, I do rather enjoy it. That's like the only Mountain Dew flavor that I'll like regularly drink. How long does it usually take for a custom, or does it vary from time to time? It varies. For my old wooden railway customs, I think that Flying Scotsman I made took like on and off about a couple months. The Donald and Douglas I think was closer to a week. The bear that you saw in my old Super Rescue remake, that was made in like a day, probably. Because I had originally made one with Daisy, but then I last minute decided to make another one with Bear, or with Daisy. But yeah, it varies. That was from Milk Drinker 218, aka the most disgusting username I've ever heard on YouTube. Easy Coldy, what inspired you to do customs? The very first like custom that I can remember is from a user called Reneus1959, if anybody by any chance remembers him. He made a custom smudger. I don't know if I can find an image of her or not. It'll be up if I can, but I don't know. Just seeing that just made me think, wow, I have paint and I have trains that can vaguely look like other trains. I can do this, and it just kind of snowballed from there. What's your favorite Railway Series book? Back then, I probably would have said Enterprising Engines. Nowadays, I probably would still say that. Duke the Lost Engine and Mainline Engines are up there for me too. I really enjoy Thomas and the Great Railway Show. Gordon the Big Engine is a good one too. There's several. Is Ethan P your permanent username? Well, it was. I should probably mention that. I don't know if any of you remember when I went from, a new username every like year or so. It was crazy. I landed on engine number 12 at one point, and I liked that name, but I figured I would grow out of it just like I did all of my previous usernames. So I was just like, you know what? I'll just make it just my name and my last initial and just keep it simple, so I it's harmless. You can't go wrong with that. Now I fear for people finding my channel and making fun of me. And I never grew to dislike engine number 12 in concept. That was way back in 2015. I was just thinking like, yeah, people like name themselves after Thomas characters online, like, Duck, GWR, 08 Fanatic or whatever. So I thought, why not do something kind of ironic and make it about a character that just doesn't exist, because there was no number 12 engine at the time. So to maintain that irony and to not look like an Emily stan, I'm engine number 13 now. And I have the annual character or wherever he came from as an icon for fun. Favorite food / drink? Drink, if I'm going for like Baja Blast does kind of slap, since that other guy mentioned it. But I don't know. I drink water like a camel whenever I'm at like restaurants or whatever. So I'll just cheat and say that. Runaway Truck Studios 8485. What's your favorite Thomas movie? Back then, I probably would have said The Adventure Begins. It was just kind of that era of everyone agreeing that that was the best one. Nowadays, I would probably gravitate towards The Great Discovery. The past few years, I've just really gravitated towards that one. So, yeah, that Hero of the Rails is really good too. I like that one. Yeah, probably either one of those. Will you ever make more remakes? Well, back then, I finished filming Little Western to finish off my Enterprising Engines remakes. But then I started editing it, and then I didn't finish it. Number of reasons for that, but back then I was going to. Nowadays, I'll probably think of like ways to kind of rework stories into my own kind of vision of sorts, if you will, to put it dramatically. That'll probably be the closest thing to remakes. I probably won't do like one-to-one railway series or one-to-one TV series like I used to, but I won't not make remakes. Totally, I guess, if that floats your boat. What inspired you to make your channel? Again, the guy I mentioned before, Reneus1959, I saw his 2012 Olympics video that he made with his dad, where he just like threw wooden trains along a track to see how far they would go off it. And it kind of got me into finding more of the old school Thomas videos from like 2013 and before. And it just got me thinking, man, other people make Thomas videos and like enjoy this show despite it being for toddlers. Like, I don't know, it just really inspired me. So there was a number of people, but a lot of it I can pinpoint down to Reneus1959. In terms of like just a series, Enterprising Engine 93 was also one that was like, wow, he's like makes these really well-written stories. I can do that. They weren't well-written, but they were stories. But yeah, any of those people really. Benno 2002. What customs are you planning on making? Back then, what was I doing back then? I don't remember. Enterprising Engines took a lot of customs, like for Bear, Flying Scotsman, the auto coaches. Bruh. So yeah, I was... Are you gonna boot up or not? The reason I was on a big custom kick back in those days, like late 2016, early 2017, was because Enterprising Engines just necessitated so many of them. But I was going to do Thomas the Tank Engine next, which would not have necessitated so many, so... I don't know. But nowadays, I have a couple of ideas rattling around for custom Trackmasters I can make, but I'll make them when I feel inspired to. I'm not going to promise when that would happen. Are you planning a series? I am not planning it now, nor was I back then. Do you have a favorite band or artist? Back then, I would not have known what to tell you. I was not into music back then. Nowadays, the Beatles are hit and miss for me, but when they hit, they hit. I really enjoy AJR. The Beach Boys is probably my favorite band total. Lunyin622, I don't know how to say your name, I'm sorry. My question is, what fandoms are you a part of? Undertale, obviously, but what else? Five Nights at Freddy's. Batim, whatever that is. First off, what gives you the idea that I'm into Undertale? Never was, never have been, likely never will. I do enjoy a lot of other shows and movies and games and stuff, but none that I'm really active in the fandoms for. Closest would probably be Red Dead Redemption. The second game is my favorite video game ever made. I just love everything about it, and you know, there's Facebook groups that I'm part of, but I'm not as involved as I ever been with the Thomas fandom, let's say. Wilbur PYT. My one and only question is, what would you be doing if Thomas wasn't part of your life? Probably having a life. I have a question. Who would win in a rap battle? Oliver, Toad, or Duck from Fudge Ferret? If that doesn't show you how long ago this was announced, I don't know what will. Diesel of Allrest. Who would win in a fight, a banana or a lemon? That should also show how long ago this was, that random equals funny era. What will we expect from you in the future? You tell me. So yeah, that was pretty much all. Oh, I should also mention, Pepsi cannot, so the channel dead. That was commented back in 2020, when I was about as dead as you could get. But yeah, thanks for reminding me that I need to make a video giving this channel official closure. look how that turned out. So yeah, I would not be shocked if a single-digit number of people end up watching this, but if you did watch it, you're a real one. And I hope you're excited to see that I'm back. And I hope that you're happy with the content I produce in the future. Just don't expect it to be too regular. I'm just gonna make stuff as I have time to make stuff. I have a wife, I have a full-time job. So yeah, I'm not gonna have a whole lot of time for videos, but it's more time than I did before, let's say. So, take care guys, see you in the future.